Imagine this, a village nestled in the heart of a lush valley where the whispers of the wind carried the stories of faraway lands. But in this village, there was something missing, something that had never graced their eyes or touched their hearts. An elephant. No paintings adorned their walls, depicting its majestic form. No bedtime stories spoke of its gentle strength. Not even a word existed in their language to describe this magnificent creature. Only hushed rumors floated on the breeze, murmurs of something immense, something alien, a being beyond their wildest dreams. One balmy evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and stars began to twinkle in the twilight sky, an unusual commotion stirred at the edge of the village. The air filled with the jingle of bells and the soft padding of unfamiliar feet. Villagers emerged from their homes, curiosity etched on their faces. There, silhouetted against the fading light, stood a caravan unlike any they had seen before. Camels, their coats dusted with the memories of distant lands, swayed gently. Lanterns bobbed like fireflies, casting dancing shadows. And amidst it all, looming larger than life, was a shape that defied description. The travelers, weary from their long journey, brought news that set the village abuzz. They had brought with them a living legend, an elephant. But as fate would have it, darkness had already blanketed the land. The elephant, this creature of myth and wonder, was ushered into an old barn. No windows pierced its walls. No torches illuminated its interior. Only inky blackness reigned within. Yet the villagers' curiosity could not be contained. It spread like wildfire, igniting their imaginations and fueling their desire to know more. The travelers, seeing the eager faces before them, made an offer that would change everything. "You may enter," they said, their voices tinged with mystery, "but only one at a time. Feel it for yourself and uncover the truth of the elephant." A hush fell over the crowd. Who would be brave enough to step into the unknown? Finally, one man stepped forward, his shoulders squared with determination as he disappeared into the barn's gaping maw. Silence enveloped the onlookers. Moments stretched into eternity. Then, a gasp echoed from within. The man emerged, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's a snake," he declared, his voice trembling with excitement. A massive, living snake. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. A snake? How could this be the fabled elephant? Before anyone could question further, another villager strode confidently into the barn. This time, the wait was shorter. She burst out, her face alight with discovery. "No, no," she exclaimed. "It's not a snake at all. It's an enormous fan. I felt it with my own hands, flat and wide, gently flapping in the breeze." Confusion began to spread. How could two people touch the same creature and come away with such different impressions? A third villager, determined to solve the mystery, entered the barn. When he emerged, his expression was one of absolute certainty. "You're both mistaken," he announced. "I wrapped my arms around it, and I can tell you without a doubt, it's a pillar, solid as stone, unyielding and strong." The crowd's bewilderment grew. Snake, fan, pillar, how could one being embody such contradictions? Yet another brave soul ventured into the darkness. This time, when she returned, her voice rang out with derision. "You're all blind," she scoffed. "It's as plain as day. What we have here is a wall, tall, sturdy, and unmistakable." One by one, villagers entered the barn. Each emerged with their own version of the truth, their convictions unshakable. The elephant became a rope, a tree trunk, a spear, 100 different things to 100 different people. As the night wore on, the village square transformed into a battleground of ideas. On and on it went, a cacophony of conflicting realities. Yet here's the thing, not one of them was lying. Each had touched something real, something tangible. The trunk, sinuous and strong. The ear, flat and leathery. The leg, sturdy as an ancient tree. But in their certainty, they forgot to ask questions. They neglected to compare notes, to wonder what pieces of the puzzle they might have missed. Instead, they clung to their partial truths, defending them with passion and conviction. As dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, the travelers watched the scene unfold with knowing smiles. They understood what the villagers had yet to learn, that truth, like an elephant, is far too vast and complex to be grasped in a single touch. The elephant stood silently in its barn, a living metaphor for the nature of reality itself. Each villager had encountered a fragment of its being, but none had seen the whole. Their limited perceptions, born of darkness and haste, had led them astray. In this simple tale lies a profound lesson. How often do we, like those villagers, mistake our partial understanding for the entire truth? How quick are we to argue, to dismiss other perspectives, without considering what we might not see? The world is vast, filled with wonders beyond our immediate grasp. Like the elephant in the dark, reality often reveals itself to us in pieces. We touch a trunk and declare it a snake, feel an ear and proclaim it a fan. But the truth, the whole magnificent truth, is so much grander than our limited perceptions can fathom. Perhaps the key lies not in arguing over who is right, but in listening, in asking questions, in being humble enough to admit that our view might be incomplete. For it is only when we piece together our collective experiences, when we shine light into the darkness of our ignorance, that we begin to see the elephant in all its awe-inspiring entirety. So the next time you find yourself certain of a truth, remember the villagers and their elephant. Ask yourself, what part am I touching? What might I be missing? And most importantly, what can I learn from those who see things differently? For in the end, it is not our individual perceptions that matter most. It is our willingness to come together, to share our insights, and to embrace the beautiful complexity of the world around us. I hope you enjoyed this story inspired by Rumi. If it resonated with you, like and subscribe to the channel for more.